Hi there, and thank you for clicking on my video. Going to be talking about modding Nezha for the Archon mods. I'm going to go over what they are if this is the first video that you've seen with them, briefly, and then we're going to talk about really the only one that you can use, um, and some possible abuse. If you like heat damage, that will do more than Ember. It's pretty hilarious. Anyway, let's go over the ones that he can't use, but we'll go over all of them. Archon Continuity. Uh, Ability duration, plus 55. Same as primed continuity, not too bad. Abilities that inflict toxin status effect will also apply a corrosive status effect. It's toxin. Nezha's a puncture physical damage and heat frame. A lot of heat. The next one is Archon Flow. 275 energy max. Same as Prime Flow right here. Enemies killed by cold abilities have plus 10% chance to drop an energy orb. Not too bad. But Nezha is a heat frame, again, does physical damage on his abilities and heat. Archon Intensify. Ability strength is plus 30%. So it would be a direct upgrade to regular Intensify. But it comes with the trigger of restoring health with abilities, grants plus 30% ability strength for 10 seconds. Since the energy orbs created by Reaping Chakram don't trigger this, because they're energy orbs that are healing you and not the ability itself, you cannot self-prime this. So there you go. Archon Stretch. Abilities that deal electricity damage restore 2 energy per second over 5 seconds. And it's a range plus 45, so it's a direct replacement for Stretch. Nezha doesn't deal electricity, so same thing. And let's talk about the one that he does use. Status effects from abilities deal heat damage will be applied twice. So Nezha can actually abuse the shit out of this. And for those of you that are maybe new to the channel, Nezha is actually my daily driver. And for the first time in a long time, I have actually modified my regular Nezha build. And I've added an augment. Still using Reaping Chakram. I've used that for a while. The Equilibrium Flow on a speed Nezha setup with some shield gating. He can pretty easily get shield gating from his 1 or casting his 2 twice, and will get it instantly from Divine Spears. And you can get it from his 2 alone if you have Brief Respite and 1 Augur mod, which is actually what I had here for duration. But I took it off, so I'm going to have to fit an Augur mod somewhere else just to get those overshields. But here's the thing, okay? They buffed Pyroclastic, however you pronounce this, Pyroclastic Flow. Firewalker Augment, accumulate 250% of the damage Firewalker deals, unleashing it in a trail of fire that lasts 10 seconds. This is fucking busted. Pardon my language. Okay. Because it scales with strength. I even thought about doing like a meme build with this. Because you can get, I've gotten it up to 50 million heat damage. Reason being is this has a duration on the 1. The 10-second duration applies, and I'm running a ton of duration, right? Because it's speed Nezha. I want my Firewalker to last as long as possible. This will accumulate all of the fire damage that you gain from your 1. So as you're zipping through missions and you're setting stuff on fire, or say this would be incredibly potent. I wanted to use this on Void Flood missions, and this is actually pretty nasty against the Angels. Yeah, it'll one-tap them like a health gate, right? Reason being is it continues to charge when you're an operator. and it counts, it scales, so it's 250%. The damage that this deals is 200 damage a second. The explosion from using your Blazing Chakram is whatever. I really don't use that personally, though it is pretty neat. But basically, this will give you 250 damage ticks. It counts toward the damage dealt. So it will get the slight damage boost from Armor Shred. But basically, you're going to be getting 1 to 500 damage a tick per enemy. So if you're, like, say you get 100, your heat proc is 100, your dot, right? And you hit 10 enemies, it will trigger 100 damage. But because of Archon Vitality, it will trigger again. But here's the thing. When you use this, it takes the accumulated damage, which is boosted by Vitality, and shoots it out in a mini, like, it's the dumbest animation. It's like you kick somebody's shin. But it will then deal 250% of the accumulated damage, which is then boosted by Vitality again. And this stacks with Roar. So I've been getting some insane numbers out of this. Like, way more than what Ember could do. Like, Ember can room clear, right? But in terms of, like, a single heat proc, I'm honestly tempted to try to do, like, a level cap disruption with Nezha. Like a power strength duration Nezha, because the range on this is pretty good. But the fact is if you start a heat inherit build with a 4 million heat proc, you're gonna do damage. Right? If you run enough duration that you can keep it up. So this is my thinking. Because the trail is the only thing that matters, and it's 76 seconds. So it's 76 seconds of you having a trail that follows you. So you got plenty of time to trigger this on stuff. And then it's the heat dot itself. So if something, say, can't be CC'd or is an Eximus unit, and it just walks right through it without getting the panic from the dot, it will still just trigger for the full duration of the heat proc. So I have officially changed. If any of you actually cared about, like, my opinion on Nezha, this is my daily driver. I have most of my account experience on Nezha and Nezha Prime. What's that? So I have officially changed my build, which is super rare for me. What was it? No, I had armor here. I had health conversion right there for the extra armor. And I've taken it off because I run Grace just for like a feel good easy build, right? But this works. So let me show you the damage. This is actually kind of hilarious. Let me spawn in. I need something with some health. Okay, invested sinew, paused, 190s. Cool. Oh, and also, I'm not going to make a video on this, but Nezha's Trail procs Arcane Cascadia for your secondary, so it's just always triggering. So if you look in the top right, just from running around for a couple seconds, I've accumulated 113k damage. And you can boost it again. You can boost it again with your chakram and collect more. So you can, like, what would be that double, quadruple, octuple, sextuple dip on the vitality. Okay, those guys died. Okay, so this guy's full health. We will hit him with the 2. We have 260k. 32. I saw some high 20s. I saw some 30s. That was an 82k heat proc. So you can get some insane numbers out of this. And that's just... I have 100% power strength, by the way. So that's a good time. Like, that is an excellent multiplier. Like, because you're going to have... Pardon. The vulnerability from Chakram applies to the heat dot, which is whatever, right? But it'll increase how much you collect. And the Chakram vulnerability on the same vulnerability period will then increase the pyroclastic flow augment, which will then boost it again, and each trigger the initial heat dot and the dot from the Chakram will increase your heat even more. So it's a surprisingly powerful combo. I'm surprised Nezha works this well. But yeah, this is with like a 100% power strength. I am not running strength at all. Look, 100%. So the dot is like 200. And with the armor on those units, it gets knocked down to, what was it, like 14 heat? And that's what scales it. I'm not mad at it. So it scales incredibly well. But anyway, there's your Archon build for my Nezha boys out there. This is actually kind of an interesting build. It means you're going to be using the little football kick thing, the shin kick. But having that in your back pocket for damage, I don't know what you would need it on. But I've gotten insane numbers out of this, especially with the scaling from Blazing Chakram, where it increases the heat taken, allows you to stack faster, and then you can use your 4 to CC everything, and that'll give you, what, 2 more spears? You can even do like more damage with your 1, which will amp the damage taken from... or you can use the charged Reaping Chakram, and it'll give you the higher heat dot, and it'll just start refreshing that way. It's food for thought, dudes. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I know sometimes it doesn't stack. It's not supposed to. They're supposed to be separate heat dots, right? It's hard to get close to these guys. There we go. It increases the energy generated when I'm near it. Or the, okay. Yeah, it's going up by 500s. But the heat stacks, right? So now it's going up by more, but you gotta keep the heat alive. But anyway, hopefully somebody can do something with that. I'm gonna mess around with that, but I'm just trying to get these Archon how-to videos out. Nezha loves this. Long and simple. If you're running Arcane Grace, the extra health regen is welcomed. Even with adaptation and the damage reduction on Warding Halo, you do feel more tanky. Even on a speed build, right? Because normally you want to run like a ton of armor for like an efficient build. But I've been enjoying this for the bit that I've been running this. So food for thought. I'm gonna test this out more to see how abusable it is, but this is the Archon mod for him that's really abusable and easily slotted. And I wouldn't say it's best in slot, but I would say Archon Vitality is the default mod to be put on here, and you would need a reason to take this off. because it is so good on Nezha. So, food for thought. Anyway, take it easy, guys. Thank you for watching my video. Have a good day.